So I want to put together a little presentation talking about collars versus harnesses for dogs. Mainly because in my practice, I would find that a lot of dogs would come in with cervical issues due to collars, especially if the owners were walking them a lot on them, and if it was a dog that had a tendency to do a lot of pulling while being walked, it could really tweak their necks and cause a number of different issues. So I would often recommend that those owners go ahead and get a harness. And I then found that there was some issues that I would find that came along with harnesses, especially if the dog was a puller. So I want to put this presentation together to kind of give you a little bit of insight on what you should and shouldn't be doing with your own dogs and what you could recommend to clients if you are a practitioner that works with dogs. So as I was mentioning before, a lot of times people bring their dogs into me because they were having some kind of neck pain or pain radiating down their legs or issues of that nature, sometimes even some torticollis from muscle spasms, and a lot of times I would notice that the collar was actually either the cause of these issues or it was making the issue worse. So I'd recommend that those dogs be walked in a harness instead of with the collar, because like this dog in this photo, oftentimes the dogs are really pulling, and that can lead to, like what I just mentioned, a lot of muscle spasms, vertebral misalignment, and it can also cause the trachea to collapse too if they're putting enough pressure against it. So I would often recommend to go to a harness. And here's a picture of a pretty commonly used harness. It's one that you can find in pretty much any pet store, and it's the one that most people would usually end up purchasing. But what I would usually find is that the dog would still pull even though they've moved from a collar to a harness, and now the dog would start to show issues in other parts of its body as a result of pulling against the harness. So this obviously became a dilemma for me because people want to walk their dogs, and if I had recommended a harness and now the harness was causing issues, I wasn't sure what to recommend. So that led me on the quest to try to figure out what I should recommend, what would be the lesser of all evils, so to say, to try to help their animal not have body issues due to what they're wearing to go on walks and exercise. And that was when I came across this product, these harnesses from Brilliant Canine. I was very fortunate to be able to meet with Terry James, the creator of these harnesses, and I was able to sit down and ask her some questions, and I recorded that session so that you can get some answers as well, and she'll explain to you her harness, how it works, and how it could maybe be something that you could recommend to clients or use for your own animal. So I'm just going to go ahead and let Terry explain it.
So a normal harness is going to be much more like this. If I took and brought this forward and I put these right on the armpit, okay? Well, if I do that, what that also does is it now becomes much more restrictive across the rib cage. And that's typically called, and those types of harnesses really came out of shit ton work. And what that is that's where you want a lot of opposition. So it's hitting the dog right here in the chest and here. You've got 2 points for the dog to oppose, drive down, and drive forward. Well, they use that in agitation work. So people say, well, I take my dog out in my harness and my dog is wanting to eat the other dogs. Well, because you're going, no, don't. And the dog is going, yes, yes. That's called agitation work. So with this, it sits back here further. And one of the ways we use it, because we have rescues, is it's got this handle, I call it the squirrel handle. And the squirrel handle is a great way to get dog and just get a hold of them, point them the opposite direction, and let's just not think about whatever it is. And it does help to settle dogs quite a bit. My sweet dog. But you can see it's very nice and loose. And again, I don't like them tight because I don't want them restrictive. You know, the tighter you crunch it down, the more restrictive it is. But also what happens too is the dog becomes desensitized to it because that strap is on really tight and digging in the whole time. So then when you do pull, the dog is just driving forward. Where with this, I want her to be able to just feel that light little bump. So it's much more like riding and driving.
You're sensitizing them rather than desensitizing.
Correct. Correct.
Sounds good. And we have a lot of international students that take our courses. Do you ship internationally?
We do ship internationally. Okay. We are a smaller company than people realize. We hand make these here in Ohio. So every harness that goes out the door gets QC'd. And so we're very careful about the quality.
Yeah.
We do ship internationally. It is expensive, you know, for people that want
Yeah.
it. Yes, we do. But well, one of the things we just came out with, and the service dog people are just lighting us up crazy, is this new speed buckle.
Yeah.
That has just been, and it's nice and low profile, and it really is just easy on, easy off, and it just really has been awesome for us. And the service dog people have been loving it. So, we do for a lot of different service dog groups, assistance dogs groups. We make custom harnesses for them. And
Cool.
oh, hi. So what I'm looking for is I want to find a xiphoid process, and I want this strap right over the top.
Okay.
Okay. So then from here, then what I want to do is just adjust the girth strap. Again, I don't want the girth strap tight. I just want it comfy. So I want it to fit the dog a little bit more like a belt.
Okay.
And I want the dog to be able to move, run, play, and then just clip it up. So it sits quite a bit further back. Come here, sweetie pie. Ah, yes. So you can see that it sits quite a bit further back. So, and through here it's loose. So when you do make a little correction to remind the dog to not pull, you're actually bumping up. And you want to bump up here. We want to leave this as loose as possible, just a nice comfortable. And the other reason we want the front chest strap loose is if a dog puts their head down or up, this is really not the right size for her, because I would tend to put her into a different size, because what I want to do is stay a little bit lower here.
Okay.
And that's why we have the different sizes. This is the Lucy medium, Lucy small. And what it's designed for is, think of a Sheltie or a more narrow-bodied dog.
Okay.
Okay?
Tabitha, you don't grab
So-
that. Come here.
A lot of times what we're looking to do is this chest strap. Okay? It's the angle of that. So
Okay.
with a wider body dog like this is going to want to get up into the throat.
So what size would she be then? About?
She would be our, she's a bit tougher. And some dogs, what we end up doing is we just do custom harnesses.
Okay.
You know, you're going to get some
Yeah.
dogs that people like.
The Frenchies are hard to fit.
Yeah, they usually do really well in our regular small.
Come here, Tallulah.
Come here, babe.
Come on.
Come here. Hi, baby doll. Oh, look at that. Aren't you pretty? Yeah, so I would put her in our regular medium.
Okay.
The Frenchies can be a little more difficult. So she'd be in our loosest setting. Hey, sweetie pie. But you can see it's not tight.
Yeah.
But it's not going to come off. So if I pull on the front, but it's not going to get up here in the shoulders and
Yeah.
be restrictive. So when she's walking in this, I want her moving under it comfortably. So it's like a t-shirt. You know, you want to be able to move under it
Yeah.
and have it get out of your way.
Yeah.
Versus a bra where it's all restrictive and
Yeah.
getting up
Holding
in your
stuff in,
armpits
yeah.
and stuff like that. And part of it is that way when you know, that's why I tell people the correction is a bump up, and what that does is that bumps them right back here.
Okay.
And so for Frenchies, because of their heavy body, we'll tend to use like our regular medium or our regular small. We have a tweener for kind of those in-between Frenchies. And what that does, and then we have like a stripper for the really teeny Frenchies. And what that does is it's all just adjusted based on their weight, their body
Yeah.
style. And so then we have the nice little handle. But a lot of times when I'm doing the straps, I'm looking at how much does the dog weigh. So if I take a Sheltie this size, that would be in our petite. Okay, our Lucy Petite. So it's
Yeah.
a very tiny harness, but the straps are narrower. Okay, so this is a much heavier bodied dog,
Yeah.
and so I don't want to use narrow straps. I want to use a little wider strap to be a little more supportive, because a lot of times these guys need support too.
What you think, Tallulah? You like that?
Now the other thing is the harnesses are machine washable. So a lot of people don't realize that. And I encourage people to wash them because they come out beautiful.
Yeah.
They are not in any way, when they come out, there's other harnesses out there, people wash them, well, it fell out when they
Yeah.
came out of the dryer. I'm out of the washer. We use Cordura. And we do a little spray and wash for the washing machine, hang dry. This thing looks fantastic.
Okay. Good
The
to
other
know.
thing we use it for is Frenchies. that little bit of liner that we put in there,
Mhm.
it doesn't absorb water. It
Mhm.
holds water.
Mhm.
So during the summer, it can act like an evaporative cooler.
Okay. So help
for
them
dogs with
stay
speed
cool.
issues,
Mhm.
it's a nice thing. And you know, a lot of dock diving dogs use our harnesses, so it's made to be in the water. It's
Mhm.
made for hydrotherapy. We really have tried to make sure that we've made a harness that I can be proud of.
Yeah.
When I walk out there, and my agility friends, they love my harness.
Mhm.
And if there's something they don't love, we fix
Yeah.
it. You know,
It's a work in progress.
it is always a work in
Uh-huh.
progress. Yes. So we're always improving and adjusting. Like we just went to a very new. It's called Nylite,
Mhm.
and we were using a Nylite before, but we found a newer one that's even a little bit softer.
Mhm. Okay.
We've gone to some new adjusters that have a little bit more teeth.
Mhm.
People aren't having to readjust as much.
Yeah.
So we're always trying to improve and make the product
Mhm.
a better tool for the dog. And then we've got some fun new products coming out too. So
Cool. All right, good. Is there anything else you can think of that people would need to know, or?
oh yes, it is trimmed in retroreflective. And
Okay.
that's the same stuff on a fireman suit.
Mhm.
So it's not like that sort of can maybe kind of see it if the light's just right. If you take, in fact, you can take actually a picture of this with a
Mhm.
flash on your camera,
Mhm.
and all you see is glow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
Cool.
can never use flash
Yeah.
because it's just like this glowing.
Uh-huh.
There was one time I was at a show, and I had all the harnesses hung up, and I was like, "Woo, it looks so
Yeah.
great!" And I had forgotten to take the flash off,
And you
it
just
was
had a big
like
glow.
This, and that's kind of cool. It's just this whole display of glow.
That's
It's kind
funny.
of nice.
Yeah.
But so they're really. We just try to keep improving and we make
Mhm.
better and better products.
Awesome.
And that one we call Dynamic Ink.
Mhm. That's cool.
And typically when I put them on the first time, I'll put them on a little bit looser
Mhm.
because I just want the dog to learn to be comfortable in it. And they're not, like I was telling you, they're not really going to back out of it
Mhm.
because it sits back here.
Yeah.
So it's not, unless you have a true escape artist, I'm not as worried about, snugging it
Yeah.
too much. I tell people to wear it like a belt. Some people like a
Mhm.
loose
Yeah,
belt.
that's pretty good how that is, huh?
So my explanation on this is, first of all, the harness fits kind of loose. Good girl. And you'll see dogs very quickly figure out. And I'm just going to do a series of bumps. Yes, good girl. And I just want to tell her she's being a good girl for responding to it. Okay, so for the people demo, what I often tell people is what you want to think of is think about it from your dog's perspective. Okay, so for your dog, yourself, you're immediately going to lock your legs,
Yeah,
right?
try and
And
press
you
against it.
try to press against it. And I'm not pushing hard. Okay, so what happens to the dog is much pressure here, and you're going to find that dogs kind of want to drop down and drive forward. So people go, how come my dog is so strong? Well, they just became a huge lever, and they're very effective at it. Now, the difference is if I go like this to you, I don't have to push that hard, and I can make you back up.
Yeah.
And so by also then just bumping and rewarding the dog, good girl, yeah, they very quickly go, oh, I get it. Where the rest of their time in leashes, we've always, they oppose us and they pull and pull.
We're teaching them to pull.
And we're teaching them to pull. And I call that nuisance pulling. There's desire pulling, which there's the swirl. Okay? This isn't going to do anything about. But it will correct the nuisance pulling, which is as soon as, and we've all seen it. You put the leash on the dog and it stands at the end of the leash and just leans off. Right? That's nuisance pulling. He's just automatically got it figured out that I'm going to just oppose it. So this is much more like riding or driving a horse.
She goes almost on my
With, by just using a little series of bumps.
Yeah.
And just talking through it. Oh, well. Some
Oh,
girls
I
just
got
do
you.
that.